Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to break down the exact trade that I took today, why I took it, the strategy behind it, and everything involved. So this month, we're up about $292,000 for the month, a 93% daily win rate with an 86% win rate overall. And let's kind of break down the day for today. So today was an $890 day, a very small day, and actually the smallest day of the year for myself. And that's because I took two break-even trades. The trades I took today were very defensive trades. Coming into Sunday, I already told you guys yesterday that I'm going to be playing much more defensive this week. And that's exactly what I did. I was playing a little bit more defensive, and I want to show you guys the trades that I took, the thought process behind them, and the system. All right, so the first trade I took today was on Nvidia. Now you can see my exact executions here on Nvidia. This was about a $246 trade. You can see where I entered and where I scaled out of my position. I entered around 150 contracts, scaled around 50 contracts up here, another 20 contracts, and then scaled the rest out for actually break even / a loss. And let's kind of break down this trade. Now, this was only a $246 trade, which basically just covers the commission, and this is why it's a break even trade. But let's break down why I took Nvidia and what was the thought process for the day. So if we come into the day on Nvidia, we can see previous day, we had a nice move to the upside for the last 3 days, and we marked out the previous day high and the previous day low. Now, the next levels that Nvidia can get to is going to be your previous high / your low down here and your previous high up here. So these are the next targets for Nvidia if we break above previous day high or if we break below previous day low. On top of that, yesterday in the watch list, I told you guys I do like Nvidia if we can break back above this consolidation. And that's exactly what I was looking to do today with the relative strength it was showing. But let me kind of break down the day for today. So when we open up on Nvidia today, we're actually near your previous lows here. And that's something that I didn't like. But what I was looking for was within the first 5 to 10 minutes, I wanted to see if a stock shows relative strength or weakness. In Nvidia's example today, you can see right off the bat coming into today, we showed a lot of strength. A lot of buyers started stepping up. And therefore, this got me interested in looking for a potential long on Nvidia. If you guys know what the first 5-minute strategy is or the first candle strategy, all that simply implies is we're looking for the first 5 minutes of the day. In this example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And within the first 5 minutes, once we get a break above, what we're looking for is a retest back into that area for continuation back to the upside. And that's exactly what I was looking for in this trade as well, on top of another confluence. So you had your 5-minute high on top of the 1 candle rule. So the 1 candle rule is simply just this down close candle. This down close candle should hold price for a move to the upside, because in an uptrend, the down close candle holds price and should support it for a move to the upside. And in a downtrend, the up close candle holds price for a move to the downside. And once again, we're going to see that example in today's video as well. If you don't know the strategies I'm talking about and want a little bit more information on those as well, I have full videos on my main channel going over those strategies. So with Nvidia here, you can see when we came back, we saw that we actually broke back into this 1 candle rule. Buyers started stepping up on this candle. And as this candle formed at 940, while we were breaking above this previous candle, so this candle right here at 940, as it broke back above essentially this 939 candle. So this 939 candle, as we broke above, that's when I entered. I did not wait for this candle to close because this candle at 939 already closed above the 5-minute high. And that was my indication, okay, buyers are stepping in. Now I just need to see a higher confirmation entry, and I don't need to wait for this candle to close. Simply, I'm just waiting for the candle to break back above this level right here. That's exactly what I waited for, and I entered based off of that entry. My first targets here were going to be high of day, and then my next targets were going to be that previous day high. Now, as we can see, this one moved up into high of day fairly quickly. We got our first scales here at high of day, and you can see that through my executions that I showed you guys earlier, right? This was our first executions right at high of day. I think I took about 50 contracts off here. Then I got another push back up into high of day again. I took another 20 contracts off here for a total of 70 contracts off within these 2 candles, because once again, today was Monday. And then I was actually letting the remainder ride back up into that previous day high. Now that was why I had a smaller day today, because I didn't take off as much as I should have near high of day. We did get that high of day scale, but I just didn't take off enough. And then when we came back down here, you can see we ended up breaking back below this level. And then I stopped out of the entire trade for myself. But with that being said, of course, I did scale out the remainder of the trade there. Once again, I got in with 150 contracts, scaled 70 up here, and had to scale 80 down here, which was basically a little bit below break even. But because this position was larger than this position, that's why I had a smaller day. Because other than that, when we were actually up here, I was up, I think probably $4,000 or something like like that, a little bit above 4,000. And then when we came back down here, of course, that profit was mitigated very quickly. So that was the first trade on Nvidia. And then I took a trade on Tesla. Now Tesla was a $645 trade, kind of same thing as Nvidia. And we're going to break this down as well. You can see where I entered and where I exited. I actually entered on the same candle, exited on the same candle, and then closed for break even. But let's break down this trade a little bit more. So coming into today, first we have to go to the daily time frame. And on the daily time frame, what did we see? Well, I talked about how Tesla does have earnings on Wednesday, and therefore today was the only day that I actually could have played Tesla. Other than today, I can't play Tesla because tomorrow the IV is going to be too high for the option contracts, which means I can't play Tesla just because those contracts are not going to move as aggressively as I would like them to. And then on Wednesday, we have earnings, so I'm going to wait until after earnings. So next time you see Tesla breakdown will be on Thursday if I take it after earnings for earning reversal or earning continuation play. Once again, I'll keep you guys updated on that. But with Tesla, we had previous day high, previous day low, and then of course the next level was up here for the next previous day high. But specifically today, we were looking for that previous low. And the reason we were looking for that is because if we actually play out this trade, you can see within the first 5 minutes here, Nvidia was showing a lot of strength, but Tesla was doing the exact opposite. Tesla was showing a lot of weakness. We had about 2 up close candles. Every other candle was red. And at the same time, we can see that we had this 1 candle rule. So not only did we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes of weak price action, in the first 5 minutes, only 1 up close candle, but we also had this up close candle. This up close candle is going to be once again supporting price for a move to the downside. That's going to be the 1 candle rule on top of the first candle strategy. So what I was looking for was a break below, retest, and continuation. That's the simple trade I was looking for on Tesla. Now let's actually play out this trade to see exactly what happened. We can see we ended up breaking back below. And here, once we broke below, what was I looking for? The retest on Tesla. Here's where we got the retest on Tesla. This is where I was looking to take my entry for a move back down into low of day, right? So we get that weak price action. I'm looking to take my entry for a move back down into low of day, and you can see we got a nice low of day candle. Now I actually entered on the top of this candle at around 9:49. Literally as this candle closed, I entered in, and as this candle closed below here, I also took my profit on this candle. So for this trade, I had around 100 contracts, sold 50 contracts here for my first scales, and I was up a decent amount on this position as well. And then here you can just see we started consolidating for the rest of the day. I was still holding because as long as you hold below this 948 candle, I'm still going to remain in this position. And you can see Tesla did until this candle right here at around 1014. And that's where I scaled out the remaining of the 50 contracts, making it only a $600 day. So today was a much more break-even day. But on this journey to 10 million trading, I want to show you guys everything. I want to show you guys the good trades, the bad trades, and even the break-even trades. And today we had 2 break-even trades. So if you got value from this video, make sure to leave it a like. If you have any questions, put them in the comments down below. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for updates every single day. And I will see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video.